All right, now if you've been on this channel long enough, you know sometimes I like to deviate from the usual formula of non-stop Tyler Perry talk 24/7, but I do like to chime in on world news, pop culture news whenever I feel like I feel connected to the story. But the fact that this is such a hot topic, I just had to talk about it. Recently, I think it was a few days ago, Kendrick Lamar was having a show in Alabama, and he called a fan on stage to perform m.a.a.d City with him, a song on his new most recent album that has the N-word. At least I think Charlemagne, I was watching the Breakfast Club do a discussion on this. The song m.a.a.d City has the N-word in it 21 times, and the fan that was brought on the stage was a white female, Caucasian female, and she did the song, and I believe there were a couple of times where she said the N-word, and then Kendrick Lamar stepped up like, whoa, 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 literally censored her on stage, like, look, stop the song, and then basically told her, like, look, you can't say the N-word. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry, did I say it? And everybody was like, yeah. And he asked the crowd, should she stay up here? And then, you know, she did the song again without saying the N-word. Now the big fuss, and I say it's a big fuss because a lot of different platforms are talking about this. Do you feel that Kendrick was in the wrong, or was it the girl's fault? Like, I remember watching the Breakfast Club's Donkey of the Day and commenting my thoughts on it. And honestly, to be honest, whenever I do YouTube comments, you know, I speak whatever I feel I wanted to say, and then I leave, not to troll, but just to put my 2 cents in there. And then I always get notifications about people commenting. Sometimes it's people who hate what I said. Other times it's like people literally have a conversation within my post and I don't respond, because if there's like 70 responses, obviously I can't go through them all. But I just want to do a video talking about it because, in my opinion, I think both people were at fault. But I do feel that Kendrick Lamar does have to take responsibility in that situation. I'm black, and I said that. I know it sounds controversial. I feel like there will be people in the comments who will be quick to just comment like, man, you're playing both sides, or you're a hater or something like that. Personally speaking, I'm a 26-year-old black man living in America. I don't use the N-word unless I'm singing a song, and that's when I'm usually by myself, 'cause I don't like to curse or, you know, sling profanity in very public arenas. For example, what's the song Little Dicky featuring Chris Brown, Freaky Friday? The best part of that song is like, what up, my? Your big ups, my? Your pussy? That's the best part of the song. So, yeah, me and my sister, I think the last time I was home, we were listening to that when we were driving around in the car and singing it. But honestly, like, I don't call people the N-word. Like, you know, even family members, friends back at home, I don't say it. Like, I don't. Like, I've had people say that in reference to me, not in the derogatory form. Like, yes, I know it sounds weird. It's like, well, there's a good way. Oh, no. It's the N-R, oh, well, the E-R, the A-R is like, oh, yeah, it's an adjective in terms of, yo, my homie, yo, what's up? As opposed to, you know, not during civil rights or slaves time. The argument for me isn't whether or not you say the N-word, because honestly, it's a word that's not going away. Like, if they put a law in place for not saying it, if you say the word, it's going to happen. It's kind of like stopping bullying. Even though it's a very just cause, it's not, in my mind. And again, this might show people that I'm short-minded or whatever. Personally, I don't think bullying is ever going to go away in schools, because I feel like that is something that people experience in more than one setting. Like, being a kid, you're bullied in school. Being at work as an adult, co-worker, supervisors, like, whenever there's somebody who's more powerful than you, at some point you might feel like they're abusing their powers at your expense. Or even in marriage, I'm single, but, you know, I have friends and older people who are married, and they feel like, you know, one person is dominant over the other. But there are just some things in the world that won't go away, no matter how much we want it to, no matter how much we try to convince ourselves it's not there. Like, the argument of only black people can say the N-word, white people can't say it at all because it's not right. This is our word. And, you know, it's a non-ending debate. Like, there's always going to be the debate on it. Like, I did love the Chris Rock sketch where he talked about the one time a white person can use the N-word. If it's Christmas Eve and you're at Toys R Us getting the last Transformer doll and you walk out of the store and then some black person knocks you in the face, takes the toy, and runs off, you can say, somebody stop that N-word. But yeah, that was a funny sketch. Like, I'm honestly, I feel like in most situations, comedians can really make light of these big debates that society just blows out of proportion. But in my mind, I feel that Kendrick Lamar shouldn't have done that because, number one, I know the setting is Alabama, so I didn't see the entire crowd, but maybe, just maybe, there were more white people there than black people because it was Alabama. So you have a song that has the N-word in it over 20 times. You invite a fan, because I'm going to be honest here. I don't think that girl was racist when she was saying the N-word. I feel like she was a fan of Kendrick Lamar. She was getting possibly one of the greatest moments of her life. Like, imagine being at a concert of one of, if not your favorite artist, and you're invited on stage to sing one of their songs. That's definitely going to be the highlight of your, whether you bomb it or not, it doesn't matter. Well, in this day and age with social media, it kind of does, but it doesn't matter because, hey, your favorite, one of your icons selected you out of an entire crowd of people to come up on stage to sing one of their songs. So I feel like it was her being a fan. I'm pretty sure she jams to all of his music and sings the songs word for word, whether it's the N-word or not. And I'm pretty sure that his other concerts where he's on stage and he's performing a song, if there's an entire crowd of people there, even if it's mostly white, they'll probably just be screaming the N-word in reference to the song. So when the girl went on stage, and notice how I'm just calling her a girl, not white girl, because, you know, whatever. When she went on stage and sung the song, I feel like it wasn't Kendrick Lamar, but I feel like it was interesting to see how the crowd reacted, because I watched the video a few times before recording this, and you could hear the crowd kind of reacting to when she was saying, "What up, my N-word?" And I'm just like, oh, okay, let me play that back. And then the crowd was making a reaction, and then Kendrick went on stage to tell her to stop and censor it. So I guess the question is, if the crowd didn't, you know, react the way they reacted, would Kendrick Lamar have stepped out to stop her? That's one scenario. Another is the fact that she didn't even realize she did. It's like, what, am I not cool enough for you, man? It seems to me she was a little bit tipsy or something like that, but just the way she talked, maybe that's just her normal voice pattern or whatever. But I feel, okay, here's my thing. Let's say I'm the only black person at an event, and there's a country song and I'm invited to sing it. Like, I'm a fan of the singer, and the country song or whatever has a couple of slurs in there that are white, you know, like derogatory terms for white people. Now I get on stage, I'm excited, I sing the song word for word, and I say those words and the crowd goes crazy. Now, before I even get on stage and sing that song, even though I'm excited, I feel like in my mind, I would know not to say those words. Like, regardless of the situation where, yo, it's a non-racist situation, I'm not thinking about color, I'm just enjoying the music. I just feel like the part of me that's like, okay, black hockey puck, a bunch of white players. No, I'm good. I'm going to either decline the offer or go on stage and purposely censor myself. I would rather look ridiculous for censoring myself than saying what I shouldn't say. When I say shouldn't, I mean, in my heart, I know I shouldn't say it, and look kind of funny censoring myself as opposed to causing an uproar. That's just me. That's just me. But I will admit that being in her shoes, I can understand why she didn't censor herself. In my mind, just my perspective, I don't think it was a hateful thing of her being racist, just slinging out the N-word. I feel like, look, I'm a fan. The artist invited me to perform the song. I did what I did. So the fact that the song has the N-word in it 21 times, it would have been really ridiculous for her to be selected and then censor the word each time. For one, that would be very impressive, showing that she is a true fan for knowing each time that N-word was supposed to come up and was able to self-censor herself. But I feel like Some people are saying it's a trap and this and that. I wouldn't say it's a trap, but I do feel it is a bit ridiculous. Like, maybe it would have been different if, he called her up there. It's like, look, here you go, sing the song, but don't say this one word. It's kind of like if he would have told, maybe it's one of those things where it was expected of her to know not to say it, but at the same time, it would have shown responsibility on his part just to make sure it's like, hey, here's this song, but just make sure you don't say that one word. Okay, cool. And if that went down and she still said it, then there would have been a problem. But for him to invite a white fan up there to sing the song without telling or explaining the rules, I just feel like this is a situation that's been blown out of proportion. Like, this was a moment of a fan that was ruined by this, the N-word. So do you think anybody could say it? Do you think just black people could say it? Do you think Kendrick Lamar was in the wrong for, putting her in that situation? Do you think the fan is in the wrong for saying the N-word, even though it was mentioned in the song multiple times? Honestly, I don't think this discussion, not specifically with Kendrick Lamar, but just in general about what the N-word means, what it stands for, is it only for black people? I don't think that debate is going anywhere anytime soon. Chime in the comments below with your thoughts. Let me know if there are any other non-Tyler Perry related topics you want me to discuss. Subscribe to the channel for other fun topics like this, and I'll talk to you soon.